Well, do I know the potency of my herbal concoctions? Uh, yeah, I know the potency, but what is potency? The term potency is specifically the relationship of herb to alcohol or oil, the menstruum. So, how much herb for how much alcohol in a tincture? That's the potency. And I can see the potency as being important if your object is to sell your product on the open market. That's telling you how much herb you're actually putting in there, and that can be a value. But potency, it doesn't have to do with how effective the tincture is. It doesn't have to do with how effective the product is. You can get some herb that's kind of old and maybe not as strong as it could be, and you can put a lot of it in the jar. So your tincture could be very potent, you would say, because you have a lot of herb to alcohol. On the other hand, you have that same herb and you grew it yourself in the garden and you picked it at just the right time and you took off all the pieces that you didn't really like. And then you made a tincture out of it, but you didn't put as much herb in as that other tincture you made from the crappy herb that you got on the open market. Well, if you look at the number on the label, you'd say, oh, this is less potent because there's less herb per alcohol. But the herb is so much more effective and the herb has so much more chi in it because it's such a higher quality herb that it's a much more effective product, even though it's less potent. So there's a little trick in there, and that potency is a legal term or a term having to do with how much herb to alcohol and has nothing to do with the quality of the product itself. What herbs would I suggest for keeping healthy joints as you age? Well, I don't really know because I'm an old hippie, and the problem with old hippies is that their joints go out.